Welcome back to the channel. I want to take a look at another animated figure. Lockdown. So, this was like my first animated figure, one of the very few Transformers I had. Of course, when I was younger. I guess what animated came out in 08, something like that. This guy's been through the ringer. Missing some pieces, some damaged pieces. You know how you treat stuff as a kid, and this, of course, was one of the favorites, so he's got some scuffs on him. Of course, with some of those scuffs, some stuff I never knew about till years later because I did not read the instructions. We will get into that then. What else was to say about this guy? Also, this guy's age. I am pretty sure I got this. I mean, this is where I only remember getting animated figures from. If you're watching this and are a certain age, you know of this toy store. Was it KB Toys? I think it was KB Toys. KBC? Something along the lines of that. That is where I bought all my animated figures. If you do not know what I'm talking about, it's a toy store that closed years ago. If you do know what I'm talking about, we are both really old, but that shows this guy's age on him. Still a pretty decent figure, still holds up today. Let's get off with the figure. Normally take a look at transformation first, but oh well, I don't feel like transforming him right away. Look at the figure. So, accessories. Oh, he came with the, well, of course, his hook, which I will say, pretty sure it should be on the other hand, but kind of missing a hand here. So we're just gonna ignore that. But this piece here, I never knew this till many years later, but it's got a little button. Oh, that did not work. Okay, got a little button on the bottom here. When you push it, if I can push it, there we go. Guns come out. I never knew this, so I remember being amazed when I accidentally did it one day, but that's pretty cool there. And this just plugs onto the arm. One other thing I will say about this part here, you kind of need it for transformation. So if you are missing this, I have fun. I guess it's literally the front, the front middle of the car. So I don't know. This is a pretty important part. So hopefully you don't lose articulation. It's some interesting articulation. Let's see there. You can kind of get a neck joint for the transformation there. So, but just swivel a little bit, have some side to side. The arms can go up. Again, that transformation joint. Shoulder pads go out, 360. Thankfully an elbow swivel is on a ball joint. It's almost like double jointed. You have the actual swivel and then the ball joint, so all kinds of crap with that. Hands just hinge in and out. Wish they would go out farther. Some way swivel. The legs, so forward, back, out. Let's see, there's swivel here. Knee, not the best. I guess it still has it at least. Which that is another thing I did not know it had. A knee joint. I never knew you were supposed to pull that down. So I always just had the legs like this and thought it was the weirdest thing ever. Finding that out, it still amazes me that I never knew that and could never figure that out, but it's pretty cool. Let's see, the feet, no swivel or anything. Technically, there's some down at the toe for transformation, so some decent articulation. The arms are pretty good, torso's good, the rest is kind of whatever, but it's a older figure, so what are you gonna do about that? The paint, though, the paint on this guy's pretty nice where there is paint. Let's see, the kind of lime green looks amazing. It's very vibrant. Love that. Let's see, some asymmetry here, which I never realized that there on the legs, but some yellow there on the hook. The silver's pretty good. I think they did a great, now, probably some of the paint, yeah, some of the paint's chipping there. Just ignore that. Again, this figure's pretty old, but looking at the head, there's some really good paint, and even that light piping actually works pretty well. Decepticon logo's done pretty good. I mean, there's not There's a decent amount of paint on this guy, just not a ton of shades of it, if you know what I mean. Comparisons. This guy was a pretty big deluxe when he came out. He still is a pretty big deluxe. Marvel Legends Doctor Doom. Marvel Legends Iron Man. Have a Optimus Prime model kit. And I just did a video on this guy, who's, interestingly enough, the movie mold, X or whatever his name is, which pretty close in height. Still, he's just a little bit taller. Vehicle mode, pretty decent vehicle, especially for Lockdown. This is the first vehicle mode we saw of him. I love it. Wish the green carried a little bit down there, but most of it, I guess, is underneath it. But still, some of the front. The windshield, I love that kind of pinkish they used for it. Now, I don't know if you're supposed to turn his head or not. You can see that right through the screen there. So whatever with that, does not bother me. But all kinds of spikes on this guy. Kind of this plain plastic here at the wheel would be great if that was the same silver here. But there's no chipping there at least. Normally plugs in pretty well. I don't know why I'm having issues getting him to plug in. Getting all the parts to plug in there. Still works enough. It rolls very well, actually. Nothing really for it to get caught one under. I mean, there's a few things if something sticks out or isn't, you know, transformed right, but rolls pretty well. Then the size. Another Marvel Legends. And back to the Transformer Actor. So, they both have pretty similar vehicle modes too. There he is, Animated Lockdown. Pretty decent figure. One of my childhood figures. Very nostalgic for that. Still have it after all these years. Glad to have it. I don't really have an animated shelf, so it kind of just sits in the bin with all the animated figures, the few that I have. Yeah, if you have them, let me know what you think of them. This was our first introduction to Lockdown, I'm pretty sure, so that was awesome. And of course, he became a fan favorite. We've seen him in Bayverse movies since then, so he's special enough to be in the movies. There he is. Again, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. See you in the next one.